I woke up at 7 a.m. No, I didn't. I didn't wake up. I went to sleep at 7 a.m. this morning. 7 a.m. as one does, you know. I was just buzzing with ideas. They just kept coming. You know, where they get ideas? Who knows? I really don't. And so, 7 a.m. I finally fall asleep. I'm having a good time in dreamland. Honk shoe, baby. Honk shoe. And all of a sudden at 7:30 a.m. the stupid alarm goes off and starts blaring into my ears. Ugh, stop. And I'm pissed because I finally got to fall asleep, and I'm like, what the frick? What the frackin' heck? But thankfully, I went straight back to sleep after turning off my alarm. Now it's a mystery to me of why there's an alarm at 7:30 a.m. because I normally sleep at like 3 a.m. and that's being generous. So why on earth? Who did that? Who did that? Anyways, this isn't what this video's about. No. No. I am here to talk about longboarding. I fell in love with longboarding at around the age of 12, I think. The bright age of 12. I was at my best friend's house, and we were on the street in front of her house, and one of her friends, who was her neighbor, was out and about cruising around on his longboard. He was a little younger than us and much smaller than we were, but that didn't stop me from thinking he was super cool. So then I was like, oh my bloody smag, I have got to try this. I've got to fracking try this. From a very young age, I'd always been enamored by the thought of skateboarding. I never got to really try it, though, because #Asian parents. Did I just say #Asian parents? Anyways, but no Asian parent in sight on the street. I was like, heck yeah, we longboarding today. So he let me hop on, and quote, unquote, the man himself said, you're unnatural. Because I was already whipping down the streets on this board after about, 10 seconds of a little lesson, I'm just better. Anyways, I go home. I don't actually remember what happened, but I believe it went something like, Mother, I went to longboarding today. Mother, I need a longboard. Mother, can we please get a longboard? Mother, please. But we don't roll around in money. Longboards are expensive, and I don't have enough savings from reading books. My allowance was paid to me from reading books. A cent per page. And I used to read fat books, so it was going pretty good for me, but not enough for a longboard. But here comes a day my brother pulls through. I don't know with what money he had, but he bought me a longboard. And 10 years later, he also buys me a skateboard. So, best brother of the year. Just that year. Best brother award goes to my brother. Woo! I only have one brother. Wow! Heck yeah. Anyways, so yeah. Then after that, a few years later, it's like the longboard craze in Korea. There's videos all over YouTube. There's videos all over Instagram. There's videos just everywhere. People are longboarding. They're all on the streets, blah, blah, blah. And I visit Korea a few times during that time. I think I went in 2014, 2016, and then 2021. Sorry, I've got sinus issues. Golly. But I never really thought about taking I can't remember for sure, but I don't think I was I gotta take my longboard until maybe the second time. So I didn't have my longboard with me, and I was sad. Well, I regretted it, especially after joining a longboard crew for one day at Han River. I don't have any proof, so you just have to take my word for it. But I was like, man, my boy should have been here with me. So I always regretted not taking my longboard with me. And at this point, I didn't even know there were rentals. I don't know if there were rentals at that time, to be honest, to be frank. But there are now, smart, But I was just sad that I didn't have my boy with me, which is this guy right here. And so, I've always been grumbling away, I should have had my longboard in Korea, That is until last year. Last year, I moved to Korea in September, and when I was packing everything, I was like, yeah, I'm taking my longboard and skateboard. Yeah. So I made an absolute mission to ship my longboard and skateboard to Korea with me. It was a lot of work. I think it took me about 5 hours to pack it. I had to engineer my own box to diminish costs and whatnot, and that took me 3 hours alone. Could I have done it faster? Who knows? And then shipping heavy planks of wood also costs a lot of money. So I think I spent over $100. Maybe $135 even. I'm not sure, which isn't too bad, I think, considering all things. But, yeah. And I think my parents thankfully shipped them to me a few days after I landed in Korea, and they ended up arriving maybe a week after. I was happy to see them. Boy, was I happy. I opened the door, and there's this massive box that I had spent 3 hours engineering myself right in front of my door, and I was like, hey, my boys are here. Now, nearly half a year has passed. It's been about 6 months now. I hadn't had a chance to go out longboarding yet. It was too cold, the air quality was too bad, all that stuff. Most importantly, I didn't have anyone to go longboarding with. No friends, me laddies. I ain't got no friends. Now, even if I do have friends, none of them longboard. So, whoa, what do you want me to do? But yeah, I was pretty dejected. I was pretty dejected that I didn't have anyone to ride with, and that was just in the back of my mind for a while. I even made like carrot posts. I made posts even 2 years ago. I made posts. I was even commenting on other people's posts. Nothing really came through from that though. That is until one Sunday after church, we were having this like recreational meeting for some of the groups in our church, and I got to meet one of my now new unnies. Unni is a Korean term used by females to address older sisters or older female friends. And she's one of the worship team singers, so I was pretty hyped about that just in itself. And we discovered that we had almost all the same interests. It was crazy. And then she vocalized after hearing that I like longboarding that she wanted to learn how to longboard. And I was like, broski, brocheskers, I fracking got you, man. We just need a day. But we made this discovery when it was still cold and not quite fit for cruising around. So we exchanged Instas. Right at the same time, we both whipped out our phones. And we're like, oh. And left it on the back burner for a bit. Now comes last Sunday. The weather is getting great. It is now March. And I went to church early, as I normally do. I go straight after work because I have nothing to do between. There's like a really awkward time in that, and then anyways. So then I'm at church early, and she's on rotation for the vocals. So I was like, hey, yo, broski, the weather's so good. We gotta go boarding. And she was like, oh yes, for sure. So we took a look at our schedules and decided the following Wednesday would be perfect. Yeah. While we were trying to, come up with a day to hang out and longboard, she said, oh, let me find out if rentals exist. And I was like, what? And that's when I realized that rentals are a thing. Now, that was just in the back of my mind. Ew, jeeber, am I sick? Vitamin C. Oh, yo, I think I'm sick. Echinacea spray. Propolis spray. Another propolis spray. I should be fine now, right? Anyways, about rentals, I soon remembered somehow with the terrible memory that I have that when I was at Yeouido Park with Chana Opa, that I saw this weird rental building. It was a dead of night, so I wasn't really interested because I wasn't gonna rent anything. But I was like, hold on a second, if they have rentals for like kickboards and crap, I bet they have rentals for longboards. So I did a quick search on Naver, which wasn't really hard, and that they do. I think it's $5 an hour at most. Not bad. Anyways, I had this odd feeling that the plans would fall through for some reason. Like, it was just eating away at me. I was like, I bet this isn't gonna happen. I don't know why.
I mean, I'm going longboarding tomorrow, hopefully. It's set into stone. I just feel like I won't end up going for some reason. Like, I feel like the person I'm going with will cancel on me for some reason. I just feel it in my bones. I'm hoping that's not the case.
I haven't confirmed it with her. I was like, are we going longboarding tomorrow? She's like, yeah. But, thankfully my feelings were not correct. They were not right at all. We did end up going, yeah! So, after longboarding for 13 years in Canada, I finally got to take my longboard out for a cruise in Seoul, South Korea at Yeouido Park. It's been a long time coming. Yeah. Also, the Unni I was teaching was a natural. Maybe even better than me. Like, she was cruising away, like, immediately. I was like, what the heck, bro? You've got it down. It's been like 10 seconds. Are you good? Like, you're crazy. But you know what? Every person I've taught gets it like that. And I honestly don't think it's me. I think it's just longboarding's pretty easy. Y'all should try it. Anyway, I didn't take much footage because I wanted to enjoy and that's not true. I was just too self-conscious and didn't want people watching me filming myself. But, I had a good time. It was fun. We longboarded around for like 2 hours, I think. Took some breaks in between. The weather was perfect. I accidentally smashed into the thing because I let my impulsive thoughts win. I was like, I bet I can just ride straight into this metal wall. And it made like a noise of an explosion. And nobody really cared though, so fine by me. But anyways, yeah. And then we enjoyed that. She got it down by the end. She's already doing some tricks and stuff too. I was like, okay, golly. And then we went to have dinner, which she treated me to. Thank you so much. This is also the same restaurant I went to with Chanopa when I went to Yeouido Park, and it was Midoin, a very nice, cheeky little restaurant. And yeah, it was really good, and I had a good time. Also, on a side note, TMI as the Koreans say, the Vans that I'm wearing in these, I got them for hella steal, in my opinion. I think they're like $30. My cousin chose them for me because I was over by his place, and I was like, hey, help me choose shoes, just randomly out of nowhere. And he was like, okay. And then I went and bought them, but then I got my dad to pay me for it because he threw out 2 pairs of my boarding shoes before I moved without telling me. Like, I went to go longboarding before I left Canada, at least once. Like, last run in Canada, right? And no matter where I looked, my shoes were gone. 2 whole pairs. I was like, where the frick did they go? My dad put them out for the dump truck to take away. So, since I didn't have, and all of the rest of my shoes were really nice ones, like I couldn't afford to get them scuffed on my boards. I was like, I can't go longboarding. So I was pretty dejected, and I guess he felt bad. So he was like, I'll pay for new ones when you get them in Korea. And that's what happened. He did pay for them. Heck yeah, thanks, Dad. Anyway, that's it. That's the video. Hope you enjoy that. I don't freaking know. Goodbye.